but the votes hadn't all been counted. I think it's fair to allow candidates to contest elections if they want to, if they have evidence. But when it's over, it needs to be over.
All right. I don't remember these same comments 4 years ago on Hillary Clinton should get more time and all of this stuff. I mean,
no,
do you see why it looks like a double? It looks like a double standard.
Well, what about Stacey Abrams' concession speech? Have you found it yet?
I understand. Look, I understand that, but I guess
that was 2 years. That was 2 years ago, Chuck. She was defeated. She was defeated by more votes. She was defeated by more votes for governor. And why don't you say something about that? You're going to keep talking about Trump.
Look, I'm not here to talk about Stacey Abrams. I'm not covering that race, and that's her decision. And I think that is something that she deserves to be asked. But the question I have is, this is how the Republican Party seems to define itself in the Trump era, which is anything the president does that is unseemly, breaks a norm, instead of criticizing it, you just say, well, what about? It's whataboutism. What about this? That doesn't dismiss the president's behavior, does it?
Mm-hmm. But I would think if you're going to talk about Donald Trump all the time, you might mention Stacey Abrams once. I mean, after all, Georgia is where the Senate races are.
It is something I've mentioned a handful of times.
It has been.
I'm not here to debate that.
Well, why aren't you? Why aren't you? Well, I have consistently said that if the president loses, and it appears that he will, when the electors vote, he should put the country first, take pride in his accomplishments, congratulate Joe Biden, and help him off to a good start, especially because of the vaccine. I think that's a very proper way to think about that, and it respects the processes we have. In fact, that should help increase the validity of the election if all of those who think that it's not valid see that states have counted, recounted their votes, that the courts have resolved the disputes, that the electors have all voted. It's very hard to say that Joe Biden's not validly elected after Monday if all that happens.
Here's